Hey everybody, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for this upcoming week. Today is I think it's the 24th of February, going into this last full week of February in a leap year. So thank you for joining me as I do these readings every week for the idea of what's going on. As you know, I call upon the Archangel Oracle card deck. And this week, I've gone back to the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron-Reid, and I did also pull out again the Archangel Gabriel cards that we had last week. So, in the interest of time, I've gone ahead and pulled out the cards for this week's messages. So, we start out with the archangel who's overseeing us for the week. What archangel can we call upon for help? And what are they heralding for us? What's the message that they're sending our way? So the card for this week is this one, Claircognizance, with the Archangel Uriel. And it says, pay attention to thoughts and ideas that come to you, okay, as they are answered prayers. He's got that beautiful rainbow that's going across there. So what claircognizance is, if you're not already aware, claircognizance is clear knowing. It's those, for lack of a better term, I would call it like a download. That's the best metaphorical reference I can make to it. Sometimes we get downloads from spirit. And those downloads are essentially kind of like ideas. Sometimes if we ask for help of the angels, that help comes to us in the form of ideas. So that's what he's bringing our attention to this week. Now we're still in a Mercury retrograde, so it could be ideas that you've had before in the past. And maybe you just either put them aside for a while, maybe you forgot about them, maybe this week they're coming back into your awareness again. It's like, oh yeah, I did that. That was a great idea when I did that. So pay attention to those too, and that it's all good. But Archangel Uriel is an angel, one of the angels who works with our intellect. And he's a great angel to call upon for when you need to remember things, people's names, facts, figures, if you're getting ready to take a big test. He's really, he can be hugely helpful in those areas. So, but this week it's pay attention to your ideas because they hold the answers for you. So if you've been meditating or just maybe walking outdoors and thinking about an issue a lot, and you've kind of tried to at least surrender it to your higher power, your calling in divine intervention, just make sure that you pay attention to sudden ideas that you get. Oh, even if it's just calling someone, or an idea for an article that you could write, or lyrics to a song you want to create, or another direction that you could go in if you've been looking to go in a new direction. So it's about that. It's paying attention to those because they can lead you to what you are desiring to get for yourself. So now on to the Colette Baron-Reid cards for this week. So the beginning of the week, as we start out our week, which today is Monday, we have all that glitters. Okay. And so this card's message is about looking beneath the surface of things, looking beyond appearances, looking underneath the presentation that someone's giving to you, to look at for the authenticity, the essence of what's underneath. Because sometimes things aren't always what they are presented to be. As there's that expression, you can't judge a book by its cover. So sometimes, people present something, or employers present something, or, there's lots of scams out there too that try to present themselves as something legitimate. But if you really look underneath it or look into it a little bit more, you find out it's really not. It's a scam. So that's what the beginning of this week is. We're looking at what's being presented to us in the news, the media, how certain things that are taking place in our government and in the world right now are how they're trying to pass it off to us. And we're looking at what's underneath that. And on a personal level, yeah. I mean, you might be becoming aware of, how much certain people around you are more invested in appearances than they are the actual essence of something. So it's really, the beginning of this week, we're digging into the authenticity of things. And we're doing a little bit more research into things to make sure they're legitimate, to make sure they're real, to make sure they're authentic. Because Mercury retrograde can be a time of real smoke and mirrors where certain, maybe details are left out, or things appear one way, but they're really not. And so it's important to kind of dive in and look underneath that glittery surface. Are not always going after the next shiny thing, get real and authentic with yourself, okay? Because the next card that comes out for the week with this deck is Truth Be Told, okay? And I love the image on this. It's the little owl with the sort of like gateway window that's wide open to the sky outside, and it has all these beautiful little hearts pouring out of it. So when I look at that, what I get is something about heart-centered conversations, okay? There's heart opening going on, and because maybe you took the opportunity to look beneath the surface, maybe with a person or relationship in your life, and in this instance, you're getting to the heart of it. The truth is being told, and certainly at on the worldwide stage, I would say that to me means more people are coming forward to speak their truth about what's been going on. Okay, it may be come in the form of whistleblowers, or it just people are coming forward and they're telling the truth about certain things. And I know one of the things I had heard recently was that Michael Bloomberg, who's one of our presidential candidates, recently released some of a few people from his non-disclosure agreements. So it may be that they're coming forward and telling their truth about what took place. So there's a lot of truth-telling going on. And as we go into the month of March, because I remember back in a reading that I did previously, which I'll either repost the link below or I'm going to look into it and redo it for March, but the clairvoyance card came up, and it was just about clear seeing. So we're finally seeing the truth of what's taken place. But at a personal level, I do feel like, we're vocalizing or writing or speaking, more of our truth maybe to another person, and in a heart-centered way. Okay, so this isn't about bashing somebody or making them wrong or making them be the bad guy, but it's just a truth-telling, a heart-centered truth-telling that opens the door for a better connection, or maybe just opens the door of opportunity to something bigger or something else for you to move on to. But it's because in the little picture here with the owl, that window that's open is it's got beautiful blue sky behind it, and which says that there's openness there and there's opportunity and freedom. The last card for the end of the week is this one, Go to the Sea, which is all about going with the flow. In Mercury retrograde energy, it's not uncommon for things to take some twists, turns, for things to be rerouted, delays to happen, unexpected things come up. And so what this card is urging us at the end of the week or it's just reminding us to relax, let go, don't get frustrated. Although it can be difficult sometimes, I admit. It's, when you have a certain plan, but the plan gets disrupted, it can be so frustrating. But if you go with the flow, things may actually work out a little bit better. And it's like, don't stress yourself. Sometimes there are reasons for these, things getting changed up and rerouted. But it's a reminder to relax and try not to control outcomes. Go with the flow, let it be, and it will have its own way of working itself out. So with Archangel Gabriel, I want to say she's, giving some don't know, support, I guess, for lack of a better term, or emphasis to some of the messages that came out. So she also came out with this message, opening your heart. Okay? Open your heart to love. And that is right at the beginning of the week, right under this all that glitters card, all right? Because it feels like many of you are wanting to have more real, more authentic relationships. And so you're looking beneath the surface that people are presenting you to look for their authenticity and are they truly a loving, kind person. It says the more you open your heart and pour your love into your creations, the greater their life force energy. So, you may find as you open up your week that you're moving away from people, situations, relationships that are trying to make something look some way on the surface, but it doesn't have any authenticity or something to back it up underneath. And, you're more in the mind frame of heart-centered, people, projects, things like that, anyway, so you're opening your heart to that, so it's making you look underneath the surface with people. Now, under the Truth Be Told, we have Mother Mary helping us with this week. So when it comes to having those, heart-centered conversations, it says the Blessed Mother is helping you with your divine life purpose. She's there, Mother Mary, regardless of what spiritual, religious basis you're from, spiritually, she just represents that very mothering energy that's also got strength to it. And so it allows you to be strong enough to say what you need to say, okay, but doing it compassionately and with gentleness. It doesn't mean that you're not firm about your boundaries, but it's presented in a way, or she can help you present it in a way that it doesn't set somebody on the defensive, okay? So you can, you may be calling in her, or you may be someone who's devoted to her or feeling her presence, but you can call upon her for help in these situations, especially where there are children involved, okay? And lastly, towards the end of the week, the daily practice card came out from Gabriel. It says, the more you practice your new skills, the more comfortable and confident you become, okay? So, with the Go to the Sea card, go to the Sea card is about going with the flow. So keep doing, this is like, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other every day. Do the chop wood, carry water, attend to the, the details, the things that are in front of you. And, the more that you just keep doing that, it's going to bring things to fruition for you and strengthen your skills. So there's practice involved. Anytime you want to get to an achievement of something, whether it's mastery of a musical instrument or to complete some project or what have you, you just have to keep doing it consistently. Now, I've introduced some of you, actually all of you who watch my videos, because I've mentioned it before, my new blog website, relaxlifecoaching.com. And in what I've been reading about, blogging, if that's something that you're getting into, is consistency. It's always about consistently posting material, content. And that's what, whether it's writing or anything, at the end of the week, it's really reminding you to practice and go with the flow and practice and go with the flow. So keep moving forward. So it's an interesting week. I definitely think on the world landscape that there's, the beginning of the week, we're going to find out about people have been looking beneath the surface of things. Our reporters for major newspapers like the New York Times, I want to say the Washington Post. Maybe that's not the right one, but major news organizations. Anyways, they're the ones who dig beneath the surface. Okay, this is what was presented to us. This is what we were told. This is what this person said. But this is the facts underneath. And more people coming forward to tell the truth. about what's been going on. They're opening the doors. And, there's probably some more information that's just, where maybe people already came forward to tell about things. And now that information is being released to the public. Okay, they're opening the doors so that we can see and get a window into what people have been coming forward telling the truth about. Okay. And I think in general, it's just, Spirit is opening the doors so that the truth can be seen. Okay? Whatever that truth is, that's underneath all of this glitter. Okay? And the owl is, representative of, the owl is in other, card decks and other things that I've worked with. The owl is the symbol of wisdom, but also owls, hear what's really being said. When you're listening to someone tell their story or talk about something, owl energy hears what's really being said. It sees underneath the surface and the truth of what's being told. So it's interesting that the owl is on that. So anyways, those are some of the messages that I get for this week. I certainly hope they resonate with you, and I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Thank you again for joining me, and please feel free to leave comments below, and be sure to visit my site, relaxlifecoaching.com. Thanks, everybody.